I think about what some AIs can do now. You can basically tell it to scan the whole body of human writing, give me a Shakespearean sonnet, but also something in the style of Eminem, and it will do it in 100 or 500 milliseconds. People used to die a lot of the time by falling off their horses. We didn't keep good records, so you don't read about it. It's possible that the average number of traffic deaths will go down if we let AI take over and have robots drive cars and fly planes. This is similar to how people live an extra 30 years these days thanks to antibiotics, hospitals, and modern dentistry. Michael Saylor, founder and executive chairman of MicroStrategy, is no stranger to new technologies and the huge possibilities they offer investors who are smart enough to get in at the right time. Many Bitcoin investors only know the American businessman and entrepreneur for his strong opinions on the most popular cryptocurrency, but he made a name for himself in the investing world decades ago for his uncanny knack for finding new business opportunities, especially in the tech sector. He was named KPMG Washington High Tech Entrepreneur of the Year in 1996. In the following year, Ernst & Young gave him a similar prize. He was also named one of the year's top 10 businesses by Red Herring magazine in 1998. In an interview with David Lin last year, the executive chairman of MicroStrategy talked about his thoughts on artificial intelligence. He said that it was a huge opportunity that could change businesses and make people rich in ways that have never been seen before. Saylor compared the exponential growth of AI to the growth of technologies like cell phones and the internet, which changed the world. He stressed how important it was to get in early to take advantage of AI's ability to create huge amounts of wealth. Saylor is still a strong supporter of Bitcoin, but he sees AI as the biggest chance for business owners, builders, and smart investors right now. Indeed, in a more recent conversation with Graham and Jack, Saylor talks about the huge possibilities that AI offers and how it will change the world in the coming years. Michael Saylor says that AI is the next big thing, and buyers only have a short time to get in before everything changes. Here are some clips from the interview. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post alerts to get more videos like this. Thanks and have fun with the movie. I know that Arthur C. Clarke has a saying that is very well known. When my company went public in 1998, I put it on the back cover of my IPO document. That phrase was really important. That is, he said, any technology that is powerful enough is the same as magic, right? And that's what the great science fiction writers always said, where science fiction meets magic. Like, what is a magic mirror? I talk to myself in the mirror and then someone replies, now you can look at an iPad or an Apple computer and zoom in on someone in Singapore. You can talk to them and they can talk back, which is pretty cool. At that point, though, they take your picture, plug you into an AI, bring you to life, and put you into cyberspace where you can talk to an AI that responds to your movements. Do I speak to a person, a monster, a witch, or a god? Where did the science end, you ask? Where did the story start? That's what made me want to start MicroStrategy, and our plan was for information to be everywhere. Allow everyone to become very smart. Imagine that I can take every book that has ever been written and put it on an iPad. What would happen? Okay, I just gave 8 billion people 100 million books for a nickel. Okay. That's pretty cool. It's not logical to think that way. That is like thinking in the second order. Third order thinking says, okay, let's just make every book nothing and then read every book. Then we'll give you the professor who has read every book, and you can ask the professor anything. Please give me enough money to print many books and make you a big library. That's the first order. But it is very, very expensive for the society to make the books. It costs twice as much to make you read them. What if the machine printed them, read them, and then said, hey, why don't you just read every book? Look over my shoulder, think about what I should do, and do it. That's the fourth order. It seems like people are putting a lot of trust in AI. Are you concerned that people might not be able to check out information that doesn't apply to them or depend on it too much? Yes, of course. We're all going to think about a lot of things. You sit in a tube on a flight and fly 6,000 miles. Please do not enter that room. You know that if the window blows open, you'll either freeze or die before anyone can help you. In the meantime, though, you likely don't think about it. Do you want me to stress you out? I am an aviation engineer, so that's why. When the plane is coming in, if the pilot takes his eyes off the approach for 2 seconds and becomes unsteady, the plane could go into a tailspin. There is nothing that can be done to stop it. Do you ever think about what the pilot drank the night before? Do you want me to add one more thing? Are we going to worry about AI bots driving your car? Also, do you worry that someone will take over the car and crash the AI-driven car? If you call an Uber next time you're in New York City or anywhere else, does it ever occur to you that the random person who picked you up in 2 seconds could drive you off the bridge and kill you with no way to appeal. It doesn't matter how well you eat, drink, live your life, be careful, or be in good shape. When you get into a car, your life is pretty much in the hands of the driver. That should scare you a lot more than getting on the plane. Because there are at least 2 pilots, by the way, drinking on the job is against the rules, and they will be fired and someone else to check their sobriety before they get on the plane. There is also someone else who can land the plane if they lose it, sneeze, or have a seizure. Some people who are against AI often share worries about things like data protection, algorithm bias, and how AI technologies could be abused. Whitney Webb, a well-known investigative reporter, has said many times that she is afraid that AI will be used to police everything we read, write, and do on the internet in order to hurt and exclude groups of people who don't agree with popular ideas. Some people have also worried that AI will take over all of our jobs and make us all useless. But some experts say that while some jobs will be lost, many new ones will open up as we learn how to live in this new world. Saylor is pretty familiar with the problems that can come up with AI. Earlier this year, he said that every day his team gets rid of about 80 fake movies about Bitcoin that were made by AI. He shared the tweet in January which says, "Warning, there is no way to double your Bitcoin without taking a chance. There is also no Bitcoin given away by MicroStrategy to people who read a barcode. Every day, my team takes down about 80 fake YouTube videos made by AI, but hackers keep putting them up. Check before you trust." During the conversation with Stefan and Selby, Saylor says that AI would definitely be better for people than bad because it will greatly lower the number of accidents and make us live longer. Here are some more film clips. "I only do breathalyzer tests and psychology tests on the Uber driver before I get in the car, so if you think I'm too smart, that's fine." You might be wondering if it has ever occurred to you that the guy on the other side of the middle strip could just do this after drinking something and taking drugs. And there's a point to this: a lot of people used to die when they fell off their horses. We didn't keep good records, so you don't read about it. A person could expect to live to be 50 years old if they lived in 1950, before technology. If you go back in time to 1770, the average age at death was 32. People walked by a swamp, got bitten by a mosquito, and died of malaria or a fever. Others died of malaria because they lived in a house that wasn't heated. There are a lot of things to worry about now that it's early 21st century. If we let AI loose and let robots drive cars and fly planes, the average number of traffic deaths will probably go down. This is similar to how antibiotics, hospitals, and modern dentistry have made it possible for people to live an extra 30 years. Even though they do so at some risk, we can think about everything. A discussion is going to happen. They will say that you are safer in a car driven by a person than in a car driven by a machine. It's likely not going to happen, but people will think it does. And that's not our job, right? No matter what you think, it will be decided. If you look at world events through the lens of technology, right, then things start to look different to you. When I graduated from IT, I already knew a lot about science fiction. I was raised in a dream world. I had taken history before, and I've always loved it, but the history of science really opened my eyes to how ideas can change. The paradigm shift is, after all, one of the most basic ideas in science. Hey everyone, Dr.